Hey guys, and welcome to Fringe Day. I am Carmen, and today we are watching season 2, episode 3 of Fringe. Last episode was a lot. It was kind of an X-Files-y sort of weird, interesting time. And we had, not Charlie, awaiting orders. We had Olivia going through the side effects of what occurred, or of the fact that she went to the alternate universe to talk to William Bell. We had some cute Walter and Peter bonding. And yeah, just a lot of strange weirdness. So let's see what this episode is gonna bring.
None of that vanilla hazelnut crap. Normal coffee, all right?
What's wrong with coffee that tastes good?
Yes, Colonel.
It's time. Get to Suburban Station. You'll be wearing a black trench coat, carrying a black briefcase.
Okay, we're just leaving our... Is that him?
Give me the briefcase, now. Give me the case.
Stop. Can't do that.
I'm sorry, did he just freeze and then explode? Is that what happened? Or...
Rabbit goes around the tree, then through the hole.
Yeah, I know how to tie my shoes.
Knowing how isn't the issue. You suffered some wicked head trauma. Don't think about your hands, don't think about the laces.
Muscle memory.
All right, how about this one? 2-bedroom, 2-bath loft in Oak Square, cook's kitchen, hardwood floors, and a breakfast nook.
Does it face the east?
No, river view, so it faces north.
Then it won't do. I need the morning sun.
Some sort of bomb went off in Philadelphia. Single explosive device, 11 dead, 28 wounded.
The cop guy?
So what did the surveillance camera show?
Nothing. Nothing but magnetic static. It seems that whatever happened in here wiped the images.
That guy made the other guy explode, right?
Sir, do you have a badge?
Oh, I don't have a badge. Do you? I got it. This rather unpleasant young woman is interfering with my work.
Is he with you?
Yeah, but don't hold that against me.
Shrapnel, I believe, from the bomb. Sort of crystal. Hard as a diamond. Salty. Silica, I guess. But I'll need to examine the rest of the bodies.
Don't put things in your mouth, Walter. Please do not put things in your mouth like that.
Guys, found this wedged in a bench. It's a badge, Philly PD.
Were there any police among the wounded sent to the hospital?
So where'd he go?
Peter?
He went...
Crystal. I think it's not geologic in origin after all.
It's human flesh.
Is that an ear?
I think Walter might have just found Officer Gillespie.
And you licked it. You licked some part of that poor exploded man.
It was about 20 seconds before the bomb went off.
So why did we lose picture before the explosion?
That guy came downstairs.
Needle marks between the toes. Form of transformative serum, I would think. I can't say what yet. From his tissues, it appears to cause a chemical reaction on the cellular level that both solidifies the water in his cells and emitted massive energy which shattered the body. I stopped counting at 47 needle marks. I can't imagine it was an accident.
Officer Gillespie was the bomb.
Yeah, but he didn't do it to himself. I mean, maybe he did the stabby stuff, but he didn't poof himself.
I don't understand. What does this have to do with the explosion?
Right, Donna?
Headache.
Bathroom that I could use? Yes, down the hall.
She is getting flashes with her headache. Ooh, memories. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that after and try to piece it together. I saw the elevator and the World Trade Centers and William Bell. What is it? What's in it? Medication? Yeah, something.
You alright?
Yeah.
Mrs. Gillespie, can you tell me what these are?
I don't know.
She's never seen it.
I've never seen them before.
I mean, it was literally hidden.
Is there anything else on your mind?
Like what?
The headache. Did the doctor say that would happen?
Someone did.
They said they might. That it was totally normal.
I wish she would open up to him a little bit more. Somebody's recruiting these people. For what purpose? To what end?
Let me help you with that.
Colonel.
We need to talk.
Okay. He got a call from the colonel.
You're going to DC on Friday. Hotel reservations, plane tickets, all self-explanatory. Check in with the hotel, wait for me to call you with further instructions. Have you been taking the serum?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Are they gonna blow her
Because
up
from
too?
this moment on, Tin Man parameters are in effect.
What is 10-man parameters?
Given the amount of serum that we found in his tissue and the rate at which it would have metabolized, I suspect that he would have had to inject it every day for a very long time.
Well, how long?
At least a year, I would think.
A year?
Some sort of trigger causes these bonds to blast apart. I'm going to eat that cheeseburger in here. Could you at least be a little discreet?
His whole unit was exposed to cyanogen.
Project Tin Man.
How much you want to bet that Tin Man has everything to do with those injections that Gillespie was taking?
I may be able to help, but I'm going to need a few things first. I need to go back to Iraq.
What?
I know somebody who could help us find those doctors.
Seems a long way to go for him, maybe.
There may be others out there like him. Walking bombs. We don't have 2 weeks to wait.
It's true.
$20,000 in cash and a passport without my real name. I'm still on a couple of watch lists.
Then you're going to need a federal agent with you as well. I'm reluctant to send you, Agent Dunham. That said, we need to keep this trip between us. You look after each other.
Okay. I was like, is he gonna go? That could be interesting. But I'm glad they're gonna go.
You ready for this? Assalamu alaikum.
He recognizes him.
I need your help, Ahmed. A program named Tin Man is operating out of a hospital in Samara. I need to find one of the Iraqi doctors who was working on that program.
When I heard you had been killed, I knew this could not be true. Because a person like you is good at one thing.
Lying?
A person like you is good at looking out for yourself.
Oh, okay.
Now you are here, asking for my help?
Yes, I am.
Maybe someone else will want your money. I don't.
Ahmed, a lot of innocent lives may be on the line.
And this is something you care about now.
Yes, I do. I may be able to save them. With your help.
I wonder what their history is.
Have some tea. I'll see what I can do.
Also wonder what happened to him and if Peter had anything to do with that. Is it gonna blow up?
Oh, Astrid, this is it! Quickly, what's the frequency?
331.6 megahertz. What happened?
I'm not sure.
Works.
He's so excited.
To all that's weird.
That's everything in the show.
We were hoping to ask you some questions about a program that you worked on.
Called Tin Man? Oh, that reaction
I do
is...
not know anything about this.
Your reaction tells me that you definitely know something. And it's not good.
We have developed a treatment, daily injections of serum. We treated over 200 soldiers. Only a few of them survived.
If someone is triggering these people to explode, it could be anyone.
There was a man, a colonel. When the program was shut down,
Yeah.
he argued it should be continued. Colonel Raymond Gordon.
Okay, so that's who the colonel is.
Based on our investigation, it's likely there is a second suspect controlling detonation from a remote location.
Yep, colonel.
We believe it's this man, Colonel Raymond Gordon.
Doesn't he just look like a bad guy?
He's off the grid, officially designated a rogue operative. Now, based on Dr. Bishop's analysis...
Is he just licking the powdered sugar off of the donut?
Diane Bridges has just been located. She's in a DC Metro cab. The dispatcher says she's headed to the Federal Center Metro Station. We have time to set up before she arrives.
Okay.
Our objectives are as follows.
Jam the
Prevent
frequency.
detonation of Diane Burgess and to apprehend Colonel Raymond Gordon.
Yes. Jam the frequency, please. Like, she has a little daughter.
And I'm thinking that if the colonel wants Miss Burgess inside the building, then in order to trigger the explosion, he must be inside as well.
Which means that once he starts broadcasting, we should be able to triangulate his position. But in order to do that, we would have to leave the frequency open.
This could be our only chance to find Gordon and apprehend him.
Sit standby.
How long from when he activates the signal till she detonates?
3 seconds at best.
3 seconds? That's 3 seconds. That's not very long at all. It's a big ass building. Are they gonna like quickly jam the signal once they locate him?
That's it. That's the VHF signal. She'll detonate in 30 seconds.
Oh, 30. Okay. 30 seconds is a lot more time.
Sir, the signal's scrambling our equipment. I can't get a lock on Gordon.
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 30 seconds.
We're jamming the signal. I'm not risking these lives to Captain Gordon.
Sir, it's not working. This signal's too strong for our equipment.
Attempts to jam the signal will fail. She's going to detonate.
Can we get her out? Can we get her out fast enough to like get away from the signal?
Oh my god.
Get him. Get him. Do some. Get him.
Taking him out.
Yeah. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Can you turn the signal off? Can you break it, step on it. Squish, stomp on it. Please, stomp on it. Okay. Okay, she didn't blow up. This is good. This is good. This is a win. That was cute. I loved that moment.
What's this? An apartment. 2-bedroom, semi-detached. Furnished housing for professors. It's a nice neighborhood down the block from where Billy used to live.
I'll call Broyles. See if we can lease it.
Good job, Walter. Trying something new.
Okay, we're good.
We're good? What does that mean?
Means that's all for tonight. Go home.
I just got here.
I know, but I'm tired. It's been a long day. Come back tomorrow. By then, I'll have found you the perfect bowling ball.
Now, you listen to me, you son of a bitch. I am not here to bowl, or to try on shoes, or to have you play games with my head. I am here because I was told that you could fix me.
Steady. Okay.
What was in the briefcase?
They told you I was crazy, didn't they? I told them what I'm telling you.
That they are here. Collecting data. That's what's in the briefcase.
Oh.
And they've been passing information via courier. Who are they? We don't know who they are, but I can tell you what they want.
The Observer.
They want to exterminate us. One way or another. We'll find out who they are. But by then...
It'll be too late.
So it won't really matter. Because whatever is in those cases is going to destroy us all.
It's Walter. Why? Why? Why are they watching Walter? I mean, the Observer could just go talk to Walter. He knows him. He is friends with him. Who is the Observer observing for? Okay, so who is the Observer observing for? If what's in the briefcases, if the Colonel is right, then what's in the briefcases is information. All we saw in the briefcase at the end was pictures of Walter. Now, of course, we don't know for sure that that's our Walter. I think it is, but it has to be noted that that could not be our Walter. But why would the Observer need pictures of Walter? Because he could just hang out in the background. He could just observe himself, you know, observe as himself, Walter. He could just go talk to him. Like, is the they that the Colonel is talking about the same they that not Charlie is communicating with? And what does William Bell have to do with those people? And I still don't understand the idea that ultimately only one universe can survive, right? Because that was, you know, what the ZFT said in season 1, right? Ultimately only one universe will survive, us or them. And I don't know why, unless it's because one of the universes decides that. Although last episode, Walter was saying there was an infinite number of universes. So why is it just this one alternate universe and Earth that are going against each other? You know? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Obviously, we're going to find out. Like, we're trying to put all the pieces together and they will form a cohesive whole. But I only have very minimal pieces of the puzzle right now. So I'm just, you know, it's going to take me a while. I'm just putting like these first little pieces together. So I cannot predict the whole yet. We also have Olivia working with Sam Weiss. And for some reason, I was thinking that he knew about the alternate universe and all that stuff because, you know, because of through Nina Sharp is how we found him. But now I'm thinking that he just is somebody who deals with like head trauma and helping people sort of get out of their own head in order to figure out how to keep going, right? Like, because Olivia, I think, is very in her head about everything. Obviously, she went through a traumatic event and she was hurt, so it's going to cause psychological damage as well. And he's helping her to sort of recover from that and to just put the pieces back together of herself. And We did see with the headaches that she was getting flashes of her memories. I did forget to scrub through at the end of the episode, damn it, and see what those flashes were. It was somebody with an oxygen mask. I remember there was a face of a person. I'll probably scrub through in editing and know more, but I'm curious as to what all her memories are going to be when she uncovers them. Also, why they were in red. It's a very sharp color. It's a very violent color, and I'm curious as to the implications of that, if there was any sort of symbolism hidden in there or not. We also got a little bit of Peter's past in this episode. We met Ahmed, and we know that there's a history there. We went back to Baghdad, which is where Peter was in the very first episode of the entire series, and I hope that we see him again because he seemed like a nice guy, and also there is definitely a history there that I would be curious to uncover and unpack a little bit, because he seemed to feel like Peter was quite selfish, and as long as it helped Peter ultimately, then he wasn't too worried about if it hurt other people. And obviously that's not the Peter that we know. So it would be kind of interesting to see Peter from Ahmed's perspective, and also what happened to his face. Did that have to do with Peter? Yeah, we don't know. And yeah, I'm just curious about it, because if you remember, which I'm sure you do, but in season 1, we got some of Peter's past with that woman whose name I forget, that was his ex, and the mob connection that he had, right? And them being like, oh, Peter's back. And we kind of went away from that and never came back to it. So I'm curious if, one, we're ever going to come back to that, because that is also interesting. Like, they had that guy following him and taking pictures, and did we just drop that storyline? I don't know. But that was another, puzzle piece of Peter's past, as well as this. And he's had a very sordid past, and so I don't know. I'm just curious as to what his past entails, and what that could tell us about Peter, and what insights it could give us into where he's been and how that affected him as a person. Like the last episode, this episode also took place in Pennsylvania. I cannot remember if the first episode of the season was in Pennsylvania at all. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, or if they just both happen to be in Pennsylvania. But I thought it was interesting that the last episode and this episode both started in Pennsylvania. So I don't know if that has, again, I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I'm just going to keep it in mind just in case it does. I would like to see Olivia open up to Peter a bit more than she currently is. And again, I understand different people handle trauma in different ways, and Olivia is not the immediately open up and share type of person, and that's a valid way to deal with it. But I wish that she would let Peter in a little bit, because she's not hiding it from him, I should say. Like, she's not opening up, and she's not telling him the extent of what she's going through, but he can see it, and he is watching it. Like, she shot at him in the last episode, like at his face, and in this episode she threw up in the middle of their discussion, and he sees like her hand shaking, and he is aware that she's not 100%. And so I just think it would be beneficial for both of them if maybe they could have that conversation, and yeah, just have a conversation where they both know where they both are. And I think that she doesn't want to appear weak to people. She doesn't want to appear like she can't handle things on her own, and she's not as strong as she feels that she should be, right? I think it's a mental thing that she's putting on herself, but I think that she should open up to Peter and maybe realize that there's also strength and vulnerability, and there's strength in asking for help when you need it, and there's strength in not being okay when something bad has happened to you, you know? Like, you don't have to be okay all the time. Like, nobody's okay all the time. Nobody can go through a traumatic event and not be affected at all. Like, that's just not what being human is. And so I think that she should, or I wish that she would put a little bit less pressure on herself and open up to Peter and even Walter or her sister, you know, just somebody that she could say, I'm not okay with. Because even with Sam, she wants him to fix her, right? To fix what's broken, to make her okay again. And he is helping her with that, but she's not allowing herself to be vulnerable and to experience the full range of human emotions, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that was a bit too rambly, but I just wish that she would go easier on herself and let Peter in, I guess, is kind of the TLDR of that, right? All right, and I guess the last thing that I should talk about once again is what the episode was actually about. And there was a secret military project called Tin Man, wherein people were exposed, I think they were accidentally exposed to this gas thing, and then they were given injections which they realized would save them. Well, saved what? 4 out of 200, so by and large it was a failure. But they were given these injections which would, I'm assuming they had to take them every day for the rest of their life, and it saves them, but at a certain frequency makes them explode. So that's a really, you know, what if they just happened to be somewhere where that radio frequency was being emitted? Would they just explode? Like how could they make sure to go their entire life and never run into that frequency? I'm not sure like how rare it would be to be in the same place as that particular radio frequency. It's interesting because the Colonel is clearly not a good person. Excuse me, I have to sneeze. But he's right. Of course, being right doesn't mean that you're right, if that makes, like, he's correct in what he thinks is happening, but what he's doing is not morally correct. And he's killing people who did not give their consent to be killed. And he's killing a lot of other people. And it's just to get the briefcase. Like, I feel like there could be a better way to get the briefcase and get the information that you're looking for, that you think, well, you're correct in thinking is being observed and taken for some other purpose. There's another way to get that information, I feel, without killing people to get it, you know? Like, they're not even getting the information. It's being destroyed, right? Like, he's destroying the information. Wouldn't it be more beneficial to actually take the briefcases from the people and see what the information is? Like, it kind of makes sense that the Pentagon doesn't believe you, because you have a hypothesis that you have not actually fleshed out into a theory yet, because you don't have evidence, because you're literally destroying it. Like, can you blame them for not believing you when you have no evidence to corroborate your chain of events, your idea of what's going on? I'm just saying. I mean, of course the government would probably cover it up anyway, because, you know, that's what the government does, but you have to give them something to cover up. You're just like, hey, I think this thing is happening. And they're like, do you have any proof? And you're like, well, I did kill that person that had the proof. So no. I'm just saying. Interesting that Broyles is having that conversation with him, though, that Broyles is reaching out and taking that moment and, yeah, just having that conversation in that moment with him. I think that I find that interesting. Like, why is Broyles giving him the time of day? Like, we know that he's right, and Broyles may have, like, an idea, but there's no real reason that he would have given him the time of day. I think that is all that I have to say about this episode. As always, I am probably forgetting to talk about something, and I'm sorry. If I remember, I will talk about it in the next episode. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you want, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. You can also watch the next episode right now over on Patreon, which is linked in the description down below, as well as my entire full-length reaction to this episode, as well as every episode that I have seen thus far of Fringe. Wait, there was something else I was gonna say. Anyway, I totally forgot what else I was gonna say. Until next time. Bye, guys.